Basketball has awarded me to go all over the world to play it as a professional, but the main thing overall of all my experiences with basketball is to mentor kids. It was a scary moment, knowing that, I've never drank and never smoked, which those were questions that was asked, during the diagnosis. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Like many patients I see, was very sick at the time of his diagnosis, and so sick, in fact, that I was worried that he might not make it out of the hospital. He had a trajectory that was quite concerning earlier in his course. Concerning enough that I was actually thinking maybe he might need a heart transplant or something extremely aggressive. And Wellstar became involved with the clinical trial for the BAROSTIM NEO device, and I thought about Kevie as a patient who really had something left to live for, and I thought the device might be appropriate for him. It fulfills a very specific need in the heart failure population, and he was the type of patient I thought that could do well with the device.
It took me about a month to think about it, and at first I was thinking, well, I'm doing well, I don't need it, but let me just, go ahead and see what it would do to, to help me, but most importantly, help other people.
His functional capacity started to improve clearly, and his vital signs were getting better. At the very beginning, his blood pressure is so low, we could not really titrate the typical heart failure medications that we use. And over time, we were able to get him on higher doses of medicines, which portends a better long-term prognosis. In addition to that, I started seeing changes in his echocardiogram. So his heart started strengthening. Instead of dilating, which is what happens over time, it started shrinking. It was very clear that the device was helping him.
I would highly recommend this device because I'm 100% positive that it has helped me and helped my quality of life. Sometimes the things that you go through is not just meant for you, it's meant to bless other people. But health-wise, I'm back, exercising, I'm walking, I'm pretty much doing everything that I was doing instead of, just getting a full game of basketball and kind of let that go, but still able to shoot around, still able to do some drills. I still train a little bit, just prepping for a lot of big projects that I'm doing to, help other people.